Hickok45 here, and you're looking for the Smith & Wesson Model 60, aren't you? Well, let's see, that's not it. That's a 642. You've seen that before, haven't you? One of my favorite pistols. Here's John's Model 36. Good old gun, made in 1969. Well, I think a Model 60 is stainless. I don't see that unless it's in this box, his old box. Ah, there it is, the Model 60. What's it doing in this plastic bag? Oh, that's the way it came. It's a new one. Oh, it's a new one. Yeah, a new Model 60. Cool. Never been fired. Nice, nice. Gosh. Okay, well, the box looks a little bit old. Look at that. There's your old warranty card. 38 Chief Special. Stainless revolver. Model 60. Man, that goes back. Look at that. That's an old piece of information, isn't it? Yeah, buddy. Guess how old? 1970. 1970. That's how old this firearm is. This particular one was made 1970. Okay? But guess what else? It's new. Unfired. It still has the factory grease on it. It was in the factory bag. All right? In the old box. What am I doing with this? Am I going to shoot it or something? It's kind of a collector's piece. I mean, a Model 60, it's not a Colt single action or anything. But to have one exactly 50 years old, new in the box, a lot of people would consider it, fairly collectible, right? Well, I just don't do that. I just don't do that. I have to shoot them. Yeah. And I thought, I had it out here a time or two, and I thought, well, I'll clean this thing up and shoot it. I said, well, I almost hate to do it. I'd like for y'all to see it, and before I do that, because, you don't see many like that. I mean, that's just the factory grease and everything. So I thought, you know what? I can't put on a shooting exhibition with one of these anyway or anything. Let me figure out how to adjust the sights. I need to, sight it in before we do a video. Nah, these things just are what they are. They're up close and personal little firearms, and I thought I'll just clean it up and shoot. Here's what I would do, and so since this is what I would do, I'm going to do it. I would just spray it down. Here it goes. So you got your last look at it, and John has documented this old gun. 1960, a Model 60, 1970. It came out, the Model 60 did, in 1965. Okay, I don't want to get oil all over my beautiful skin here necessarily, but so this is not it's a no dash, and it had only been around about 5 years. The Model 60. The Model 60 was the stainless version, basically, of the old Model 36. The J-frame, and it was the first mass-produced handgun revolver. Okay, so these things were in such demand. A stainless, because this thing was just dearly loved. The J-frame. Chief Special. They were so popular. They came out about 1950, I think. And then in 1965, they figured out how to make them, mass produce them in stainless steel. Because a lot of people carried these in their pockets. They were really popular, backup gun for police and just anybody, anybody. And so in stainless, perfect for a carry gun, right? So that's what you got here, a Model 60, and I didn't go looking for one that had never been fired, but that's sort of what I ended up with. All right, so a lot of you are dying right now. Oh no, you're going to fire that thing? Now this grease won't hurt, but I'm going to kind of clean and brush it a little bit, and I'm not going to spend 3 days doing it, but get that kind of down, make sure it's lubed. I do this anyway, generally make sure the gun is lubed well before I fire it, run a patch through it, and so this will be fine. But make sure it's not rust. Some of that looked like rust almost, that grease, doesn't it? It's like, oh no. Not that stainless steel really rusts like regular steel, carbon steel, but it can. So I clean it really well after we fire it a couple of times. But I think so much of you all that I wanted you to be here with me when I fired it the first time. When this firearm was fired, its first shots, okay? And it's been around, neglected for 50 years. It has not served its primary purpose in life for 50 years. I mean, look at that. Look at that recoil shield. You can tell it's not been fired. It's not a joke, is it? This thing is new. Let's shoot some of the classic round nose, right? Because that's the kind of ammo the detective would probably have carried, right? Back in the 50s, 60s, before we had all this hotshot ammo. All right, now watch it blow up. Okay, oh, I forgot to adjust the sights, didn't I? Yeah, that'd be a job, wouldn't it? Well, what should we shoot? It's been lying around for 50 years. You know, so its first shot ought to be something kind of neat, like a 2-liter. How about that red 2-liter? All right. I'm sorry that you were neglected for 50 years, little pistol. There we go. How'd that feel? All right, feel good? How about that stop sign? All right in the center. All right, it might be right on. Oh, I know what this little guy needs to do. He's been resting so long. He needs to smoke a pot. I'm gonna make sure I hit it. All right, we're gonna let you smoke a pot, buddy. All right, his first pot smoking experience. Now how about a little bowling? I think it's empty, right? Yes. Okay. Boy, it feels a little stiff, but it feels really solid. Really solid gun. That's pretty neat.